Spilled some tea. Good morning, besties. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tay, and in today's video, as you can tell by the title, we are doing our monthly TBR prompt art challenge for the month of August, which that is crazy. I can't believe how fast this year is going. This is one of my all-time favorite videos to record. However, it is my first one in a few months because, as you guys may have noticed, I have been MIA for a few months now. I have not posted a video, and I also have not even been posting on my TikTok. It's been a weird time recently in my personal life and also in my reading life. I have been in the ultimate reading slump anyone could ever be in. I have probably read a total of 3 books in the last 3 months. It's been so bad. However, it has just been such a weird time, which I will be updating you guys on everything that's been going on recently with me in another video. But for today, we're going to be doing my TBR prompt jar challenge. Okay, what was I saying? I'm hoping that doing this, it'll encourage me to read more books in the month because I think that this will keep me accountable, and it's definitely what I need right now. So let's just jump straight into it and do my first prompt. I do think I'm going to do a few less prompts than normal just because I don't want to set myself up with too many books and get overwhelmed, especially in the state that I'm in right now with books. So let's maybe do 4, I'm thinking, like 3 or 4. So let's just grab the first one. Okay. I did add a few extra ones this morning because it was looking a little bare, so I'm keen to see what I get. Okay, a book with dark magic or morally grey character. Ooh, this is going to be hard because I don't really have a lot of dark romance or even fantasies on my TBR. This here, I know you can't really see it, is my TBR cart, and it does have a 3rd layer down there, so I'll pull them out if I think that there are some. I mean, I don't know if King of Sloth, because sometimes the guys are a bit morally grey. Okay, so this does sound like a little bit like it could maybe have a bit of morally grey in it. Let me look it up and see if it says it online. Okay, so I've just looked up whether Die For You by Lauren Jackson has a morally grey character. It says yes, Die For You does have a morally grey character, Hunter the Vampire Bodyguard. Okay, so this one does have a morally grey character, which is good because I just don't think that this one's going to have that. I'm very excited about that because I've had that on my TBR for ages and I've been wanting to read one of Lauren Jackson's books, so that's good. I'm now gonna do my second prompt. This one's a short one. Any fantasy book. I don't really have many fantasy on my TBR. So I do have The Red Queen on here, which is definitely a fantasy, and I have been wanting to read it, but I'm a bit nervous. But I have heard that it's a bit like Powerless, which I didn't mind, but this came out first, so I'd be very intrigued to see the comparison. And also I did find Powerless easy to read, like that vibe, and I definitely feel like I need a bit more of an easy fantasy to read. But this is definitely a good option. Ooh, have The North Wind, which I'm very intrigued by. It definitely feels a little bit bigger than The Red Queen. A rich dark love story inspired by Beauty and the Beast and the myth of Hades and Persephone. Ooh, I love a Hades and Persephone story, retelling, whatever. I do have another book that is a fantasy. It's on my bookshelf out in the living room. It's not on this TBR, which is why I forgot about it, but I think that I want to read that one because I've been looking at it for a while and I definitely feel like that's the type of vibe, like more like cozy, cutesy fantasy. Let me go grab it. So it is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I have been wanting to read this book for a while because I recently read Caraval and I kind of wanted to flow through with that series. However, I didn't love the Caraval series. I actually really didn't like it that I DNF'd finale. I didn't even finish that one, so I'm like, do I want to continue? But I do know that a lot of people say that they love this particular series in that kind of universe, especially like they usually pick this over Caraval. So I do have high hopes for this, and I do think that the cutesy vibe of this over something a little bit more intense like The Red Queen and The North Wind probably sounds good because it's a mixture between the fantasy and like a cute romance. So I'm thinking maybe pick this one. So let's pop that on the TBR. There are a few books on my TBR that I do really want to read, and I'm hoping that I'll get a prompt to be able to pick one, but we'll see. Okay, for the third prompt, we've got read a book that features a pet. That's such a random prompt. I did add that one today and I was a bit like, do I add that? Do I not? Because it's so random. And also, like, how do you know what features a pet, you know? Okay, so I'm thinking maybe a cowboy romance, which I've got Wild Side and I've got Swift and Saddled. I don't know if either of these feature a pet, so I might have to look that up as well. Okay, let me look it up. So does Wild Side by Elsie Silver or Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage feature a pet in the story? Wild Side by Elsie Silver. Yes, this does feature a pet. Tabitha adopts a cat. Oh my god. Cleopatra. That's so cute. And then Swift and Saddled does not. It does say that I can then read Wild Side, which I'm so excited, and I feel like an Elsie Silver book is kind of perfect for the vibe that I'm going with at the moment, because obviously I just need like a cutesy little romance to hopefully get me through, and I've heard good things about Wild Side. So let's add that one in there, and I do feel like we just needed a cutesy little romance, so that is perfect. So far none of these are any of the books that I had in mind for what I wanted to read. However, that's okay. It's still very exciting, and they're definitely books that I've wanted to read for a while. So let's pick our fourth and final prompt. Okay, this one's another one I think I did this morning. Read a book with a magical creature on the cover. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find one that has this prompt, because again, it's giving fantasy, which I don't have a lot of, and two, I don't think that there's a lot that have any like animals on the cover. I don't think I've got any, like I said, so I'm going to pop that one back for hopefully a future time when I get some more books, and let's try and pick out a different one. I should probably have left that one out before I picked the next one. Hopefully it's not the same. Okay, pick a book with a hockey player love interest. This is perfect because I think that I can use that one to pick out the book that I did want to read. Okay, so the book that I've been eyeing off on my bookshelf, one of the books, to be fair, there are a few of them, but this prompt in particular can pick out one of the books that I've really wanted to read, which is Collide. I have had this on my TBR for a while. One of my besties, Laz, read this and she said that she enjoyed it, and I absolutely love a hockey romance. I have been trying to read some romances whilst in my slump, because obviously in my brain I was thinking something easy, fluffy, cute. However, I think that it just wasn't quite the vibe that I was looking for. I still enjoyed it, but not as much as I would have, and that was baseball. So I'm hoping that maybe going back to my roots and reading a hockey romance, and I'm pretty sure this one is in college, which is just also the perfect combination for a perfect hockey romance book. So I am so excited to be adding this one to the TBR. Okay, so that is it. We've got all 4 prompts and the 4 books picked out for the month of August. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to get to all of these. I will attempt and try, but I'm very, very excited. So let's quickly go through these. We've picked Die For You by Lauren Jackson. Super keen for this one, and I'm so excited to finally read one of her books because I have not read one yet. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Like I said, I'm a little bit nervous about this one. However, I'm going to give it a try, and I'm keen to see what I think. Then for a book that features a pet, we've got Wild Side by Elsie Silver. Elsie Silver really can do no wrong in my eyes. She's such an easy author, but also has just great banter, so much fun, and it really keeps the story going. So I think that that'll be perfect for the vibe that I'm in at the moment. Collide, which I'm so excited about this, so excited to go back to my roots with a hockey romance, and I'm really hoping that I'll love this. I'm pretty sure this one will definitely be featured in my wrap up, because I think that this is the one that I'm most excited about in the pile. So these are the books that I ended up picking for the month of August. We will see if I get through all of these ones on top of the book club books that I have currently. So far I know that I'm reading I Who Have Never Known Men for one of my book club books, and then for the other one I'm not sure yet. So we will see what the vibe is for that one, and I will see you guys at the end of the month for my wrap up, and we will see how many of these I'll get through and how many books I'll get through in the month of August, because I'm just hoping to be getting out of this reading slump really soon. It was so good to be back chatting with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, maybe subscribe for some more fun bookish content, and I will see you guys in my next video.